Whoa, 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 we, you and me and you, it's the Danny Karen Show.
Danny Karen here, and you know what's good? I mean, really good. Bing, bing, bing. Well, it's actually not that good. It's actually kind of weird. It's kind of actually strange in a sense. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a fad here on Long Island that I just don't like. What is it? It's people calling you boss. Like, they go up to you and they go, yo boss, boss, boss. Like, I go to my local 7-Eleven, and then the cashier rings me up and he looks at me, I look at him, and he goes, hey boss, or that's 1482 boss. It's like, I'm not your boss. Why are you calling me boss? Like, I didn't want to say that to him because I didn't want to hurt his feelings, but I'm not his boss. Or I used to work at the store, right? And then I would help people find their products that they want to buy. And people would go to me and be like, yo boss. And it's just like, it's insulting because the guy knows my job as a sales associate at a store, and he knows that I am not his boss. And I sometimes I just feel kind of insulted on being called boss when I'm not actually anyone's boss but my own. And well, I don't like it. I don't like being called boss unless you're my worker and I'm your boss. That's good. That's okay. We can do that. Anyway, speaking about Long Island, you've seen this guy to my left on many occasions. He actually has a really cool and awesome original song and about Long Island, and I think it's called I Love Long Island. Maybe I stand corrected, but ladies and gentlemen, Ted. So Ted, what's the name of your song?
It is I Love Long Island.
I was right.
Yes.
So what's the inspiration behind the love of Long Island? Not necessarily the song itself, but like, what makes you love Long Island?
That's a great question. Honestly, I think the thing I love about it is the fact that there's so much to do. I mean, what can you not love about it? I mean, you could go to the mall and hang out there. You could go to Starbucks, hang out there. You could go anywhere and hang out at a certain place.
Really?
You know. And as my job coach, Marie says, make new friends. I mean, you know, there's so many places to make new friends at certain places.
Right. So what are your favorite hot spots here on Long Island?
Well, Smith Haven Mall is definitely at the top of the list.
Mm-hmm.
And also Starbucks in Sayville.
Right.
And
only when it's warm.
Yeah.
Only when it's warm will you see this man at the Sayville Starbucks. Only when it's warm.
Well, outside, that is. But I like to hang out inside there, too.
Right.
You know. And a couple of other favorite places. Well, there's the rinks in Hopog where I go ice skating. And there's, lots of bowling centers.
Right.
You know, obviously, because as all of you know, and as you know, I love bowling.
That's true. This guy loves bowling. We're going to see a video about him pointing out all of his bowling balls in the future episode of The Danny Karen Show.
Yep, and as you all know, and as you may know, I had a couple of magic scores.
That's right.
300,
That's right. They do know that.
Yes.
Because they saw it here. They saw it here on The Danny Karen Show. So, have you ever lived anywhere else?
No, I've lived here my whole life.
Really?
And I'm going to live here my whole life.
Now, in the same house?
Well, I don't know about the same house. I might live in an apartment in the future. But, and I understand that it's expensive to live here. But you know something? If I were to move away to a different state, I would get homesick immediately.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not kidding you.
You're like the opposite of your sister.
Yeah.
Katie Carney, a bigger YouTube star, goes everywhere in her Toyota Yaris, and she's amazing. She lives in her car, and she travels around, and she's a really entertaining, and she's funny by accident. That's the key to Katie Carney, is that she's funny by accident. But right now, we're gonna go back to Ted Carney. So, have you always lived in the same house?
Yes.
In Oakdale?
Yes, I have.
Your
Ever since
entire
I was a
life?
baby.
Really?
Yep.
Sounds like me. I lived in my house my entire life also.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. It's always been the same bedroom?
Well, in the fall of 2000, Katie and I alternated rooms. And then when she moved out in January of 2011, I moved back into my old room again.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Why did you alternate rooms?
I don't know. I guess because she just wanted a bigger space, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, like, what other hotspots do you like to go to? Where do you perform on Long Island? How about that?
Well, Starbucks in Savo, obviously, is one of the main choices for the spring, summer, and fall.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all because of my friend Garrett Newman,
Right.
who is a brilliant, brilliant piano player.
Right.
And I have played at other places. Like, there used to be a place out in Mineola,
Right.
in Nassau County. It's called Eleanor Rigby's.
Right.
And unfortunately, it no longer exists.
Oh, that's sad.
And
sad.
I used to perform with my friend Kevin Parkin, and he is one of the reasons for me performing in public.
Right.
And sadly, in December of 2016, he lost his battle to pancreatic cancer, and that was really one of the worst news I ever received in my life. And I never go a day without thinking of him. When I play music, I could hear him.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So he wrote this incredible song, which you will see on a future episode of the Danny Karen Show. Bam!
And I wrote it with my father. My
Really?
father is a musician too. He's a guitar player.
Really?
Like father, like son.
So, like, I heard that you wrote the music and he wrote the lyrics.
Yes. Yep. And how it came about is I've always been interested in writing music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so Dad sends me a set of lyrics over the phone, and I read over them, and I was like, "These are these are spectacular lyrics."
Mm-hmm.
So at that moment, I had trouble coming up with a melody for it. So then I head over to Grey Horse Tavern, because they have open mic there the last Tuesday of every month. It's in Bayport, and I love that place so much. So there I am, sitting at a table, watching these people play music, and all of a sudden I hear this melody pop right into my head that I never heard before, and I said, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go home. So I load the guitar in my vehicle, and I'm driving home, and I said, all right, Melody, don't go anywhere. Stay where you are. So I'm humming it as I'm driving, and I get home, and I get the guitar out of my car as fast as I can, run up the stairs, run to my room, get the guitar out, strum the melody, and wrote it in like 5 or 10 minutes. Done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I think next time you should have just, like, you know, maybe on the spot, record it with your phone. Like the melody, or like hum the melody with your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a good idea. In
Yeah.
fact, it's funny you say that because when I'm working, I usually will hear melodies that I never hear before, but I can't record them when I'm working.
No, of course not.
Otherwise, you know, I can get in trouble. But
Right.
I say to myself, why can't I hear melodies like that when I'm not working? Why does
Right.
it only happen when I'm working?
Right.
You know, I mean, that's really irritating. It really bothers me.
I understand that. So, has anyone went up to you at your job and said, "Yo, boss," or have anyone called you boss?
Some people have called me boss.
How
Yeah.
do you react to such a thing? Like, it just irks me.
It's interesting. A couple of people have said that to me. They're like, "Yo, what's up, boss?" And I say to myself, "I'm not your boss. Bruce Springsteen's the boss."
Bruce Springsteen is the boss. That's something that like always like bothered me. Was like somebody would go to me and be like,
Yeah.
"Your boss." Like so like, do you feel negative about being called boss, or positive, or neutral?
Sometimes I feel a bit bothered about it.
Right.
In fact, I'll tell you this, and I'll tell all of you this.
That's right.
I'm a fan of Full House.
Right.
One of the best TV shows ever, and Fuller House is fantastic. It's definitely in the top 5 best shows, I think. So on Full House, there's an episode in the 3rd season. It's called Divorce Court, and there's a scene in where Stephanie moves into Michelle's room just for like a little while because she and DJ got into a fight, and Stephanie said to Michelle, "All you need to know are these 2 words, okay, boss." And Michelle says, "Okay, boss." And then,
I remember that.
And then Jesse comes in, their Uncle Jesse comes in, and says goodnight to them, and or something like that. I can't remember. And Michelle says, "Okay, boss." And Jesse says, "I'm the boss." And Michelle says, "She's the boss."
I remember that episode.
That
vaguely.
was funny. That was very funny.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Not as entertaining as the episode where the car bullet gets driven through the kitchen.
Oh yeah,
that was a good one too.
Yeah.
Right.
I think my favorite episode. Sorry, we're jumping off the subject here.
Hey,
but
it's your interview.
I think.
Sorry, Ted.
That's okay. I think the Slumber Party might be my favorite episode.
Slumber Party. How's that one go again?
That's where Stephanie is about to go to a slumber party, but unfortunately she doesn't have her mother anymore, so Joey offers to take her.
Right.
And then she feels bad because she's not with her mother.
I thought that was a scout meeting.
No, it was a slumber party.
Alright. It's a slumber party, people. Alright? So write that down because that's important. Wow, Ted. So that's pretty cool. So in a little bit, in the future, we're going to listen to you play your original song. Do you have any other originals?
That's the only one.
That's the only one.
Although you and I just came up with with a theme song for the Danny Karen show.
That's right. That's right. Well, let's talk about it. Why not? Right?
Sure. Why not?
Why not? So like I wrote the lyrics, and this guy did the melody.
Yeah.
I sang to him a little bit, but I don't have any musical talent. But this guy does.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I took the lyrics from my own past experiences, and you know what?
That's very good, by the way.
Thank you. And I feel that it's a catchy tune, but you know what? If it wasn't a catchy tune, it wouldn't be right here on the Danny Karen Show. And this guy, he's got more original music under his belt. I'm sure he's going to come out with more original music. And when he does, he'll perform it for you and me, but more for you. Right here on the Danny Karen Show.
Or anywhere else.
Or anywhere else.
You
Great
know.
House Tavern, Starbucks.
Yeah.
Anywhere else that you perform at.
I used to perform at the Roast Coffee Tea Trading Company in Patchogue.
Oh, I was there once.
They don't have music there anymore.
No open mics anymore?
Not there.
Not there? Because that guy, the pirate guy, used to run the open mics.
Yeah. I remember that.
Samuel Bellamy?
I don't remember his name, but
Samuel.
I know this guy named Brian Gallo used to run open mic there too.
Oh, well, I know a guy named Samuel.
Yeah, I don't think I know that guy, Samuel. I'd have to see him again in order to remember him.
Guy looks like a pirate. How can you forget?
Ahoy, me hearty!
If only he talked like that, he'd be really popular. But
And you were saying that my sister's funny.
Yeah, funny like how? Like Joe Pesci? Huh? What am I, a clown to you?
I gotta amuse you.
She's like accidentally funny because like she talks to the camera and like she does funny things, but like not on purpose. She just comes out as funny. Well, but like it's funny.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You're a beautiful audience. Thank you.
But next year, Katie Carney's going to be on this show. Next year, well, later in the year, I would say December or January of 2020. December of 19, January of 2020. Katie Carney is coming to the Danny Karen Show. She said she would. I spoke to her last week. I was here last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago. Last week.
Last Saturday. Yeah, a week ago. Yeah,
spoke to her last week.
I had my birthday party here.
Yep.
And I am now 35, folks.
And I'm not 35. But Katie Carney's going to be on this show. It's going to be awesome. She's going to be my first very hugely popular celebrity YouTube star right here on the Danny Karen Show. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss Ted. You don't want to miss Danny Karen. Danny Karen here. So, see ya.